Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the 2024 PDGA Europe Country Coordinator Meeting and Workshop event. Louder? Sure. Yeah, I can speak up a bit. So, first I want to thank our Estonian hosts for letting us use the facilities, and congratulations on the great event. It's been amazing so far. Everything has been really top-notch. And welcome to all the country coordinators. We have a few of you here. A lot of you didn't make it personally here, but we are going to film the event and share it with everybody later on. You can see the agenda here. Scroll down. So yeah, first to introduce ourselves. My name is Juuso Nieminen, and I'm the PDGA Europe General Manager. With me here are Matej Verl, PDGA Europe Tour Manager, and Mr. Calixto Garcia, they're our media and marketing manager. We also have Sindre Håker, the communications assistant, based in Denmark, but he's not with us here today. And then also PDGA International Director Brian Honiger is here with us today. If you have any questions considering international affairs, he's your guy for those. So, a few words about PDGA Europe current projects. As you know, Matej used to run the PDGA Euro Tour up until this year. This year, DGPT Europe has taken over the Pro Tour in Europe, and we have been able to free our resources and put them into other types of projects. Here are a few examples of those. We have the Development Grant Program, which is focused on building courses in new countries, new Frisbee golf countries, that is, more in the Southern Europe, Central Europe, and Eastern Europe. And in the Nordics and Baltics, where we already have a lot of courses, we are trying to help with junior activities, coaching, and this type of more advanced projects. And both the Development Grant Program and the Competition Grant Program that Matej is going to introduce soon, you guys can apply for those grants. You can also tell your, folks at home in your own countries that you can send us those applications. The details are on the PDGA website under the PDGA Europe section. But yeah, Matej can talk to you a little bit about the Competition Grant Program.
Hello. I wanted to start with just a few words about my other agenda as well, because the biggest part of my job basically is to be a contact person for any player and TD in Europe, answering any kind of ruling questions, anything to do with PDGA systems and all of that. Then we are supporting DGPT in Europe, so we are here in person as well as on other Elite Series events. I serve as a marshal, and again, any questions about rulings, I can help organizers and the DGPT crew with that. I also serve on the Majors Committee, so I definitely tried to influence the committee to get Worlds to Europe as soon as possible, which thankfully happened now. Get the second major to Europe next year as well. Trying to change the qualification criteria of Worlds to accommodate more international players, get them a chance to register earlier. This was the first project that Brian Henniger started, and the first step we can see already now that some players will get Tier 1 invitation even if they don't fulfill the rating criteria, but they are the best players in their countries. So I'm building on that, what Brian started, and want to take it a step further maybe in the future. But back to the Competition Grant Program, it's a brand new program this year. We have 3 lines of the program. We want to support underserved divisions, so it's more like in the Nordic countries where the disc golf is more developed. These are the types of events that are women only, juniors only, masters only. More south, where we think that women-only event wouldn't take too many participants. We are open to supporting events that want to open more women divisions, more junior divisions, more masters divisions, give them a little extra, whether it's on marketing side or prizes, player specs, anything. So it's on discussion with the TD what they want to do extra with money, and if it makes sense, we're open to support it. Then it's the second branch is prominent events. This is both a national championships, which are historically being on a C tier level, and we would like to see them, all national championships basically on the B tier level. So if it makes sense to help financially or then with marketing or anything else, then we want to support these. And then we would like to see more DGPT events in the central and southern part. So if there is a prominent event that maybe doesn't feel like applying yet, they can apply for the grant, and we'll help with experience, money, as well as promotion. I feel like the biggest maybe branch is international tours. We would like to build, and this also concerns the future plans and objectives. We would like to build a network of tours in Europe. A great example is here, the Baltic Tour, which is for players from 3 countries, the Baltic countries. We would like to expand this to the rest of the Europe, where a couple of countries will form a tour, and we'll make a network that the whole Europe is covered with these international tours. These serve as a first step for those 950 to 1,000 traded players who maybe not feel to travel to play big DGPT Elite events, but they would play these international tours and improve their game. And also, when we establish this kind of network around Europe, we can then think about some sort of qualification through these tours to DGPT Europe finals of sorts and stuff like that. Influence these TDs who run these international tours to maybe open divisions in masters categories and juniors in the future, and then again form sort of qualification tree to some DGPT Europe finals and stuff like that. So this is supporting international tours now is just the first step, and the future plans are to make it bigger and grow to this sort of like network and tree where players make the steps step by step up. So yeah, that's about the competition grant program.
From top competition to the new players, from supporting women to funding new courses. PDGA Europe is much more than competition. Visit pdga.com/join and grow the sport.
Okay, so let's talk about the National Association Support Program. I feel that the key difference is the fact of having DGPT Europe organizing now the European Tour and give us more free time to work on that growth of the disc golf at all levels, and the fact of course, expanding the staff. We are now 3 people here, full-time employees, plus Sindre, which is half-time employee during the competition season. And we have time to implement those decisions and those visions that sometimes when you have a board of directors with a clear vision of what they want to do, you can put everything on paper, everything looks fine, but at the end of the day, you need full-time employees to spend hours developing those projects. And I feel that this fact of this growth that has allowed to have full-time employees, I feel that it's marking the difference this year. That National Association Support Plan basically is myself coming from an underdeveloped in disc golf country like Spain. I had the absolute clear idea that there was no one-size-fits-all solution for everyone, and the situation in Estonia and the situation in Slovakia is absolutely different, and you need a tailor-made solution for each one of those. So the idea was first define a number of topics, 21 topics, about 3 main axes, which are courses, members, and events, and getting the same questions and the same answers for those 29 country coordinators. How is disc golf in the schools? And then you get 29 different answers for the same question. So you get a lot of educated feedback, because country coordinators are very skilled on their areas. And you get a lot of feedback from different tiers of countries, and some of those ideas are applicable to others, and then you can start networking even among them. So I personally think that it's very interesting. And the basic idea is try to build our strategy based on the results of those conversations to see what Slovakia needs, and there are countries that need support to put more courses on the ground, or there are some countries that what they need is something else. No? So we made a first series of interviews with all the country coordinators. Then we established a proposal of action plan, of concrete action plan with 8 or 9, something like this, bullet points for each country. And we made a second meeting with the president of the National Association plus the country coordinator to put black on white those compromises that they can also use maybe in their General Assembly, etc., to have a clear plan. Some of those actions have been, for example, distributing those PDGA Europe on-course assets, the same flags that you are seeing here, and the same banners, and we have distributed to 14 different countries, which are appreciating the fact of, hey, our national championship or national tour, now it looks better because we have those kind of assets. No? It's just an example. But the general idea is try to get the feedback of what Austria needs, talking with the people from Austria, not trying to define myself. I know the answers, and I'm going to make a great solution for every country in Europe, which is silly. The other plan is the communication plan, is one of the 4 plans. Is basically what we are doing is contacting all the European content creators. We have created a Facebook private group with all of them. We are something around 85, I think now, so it's crazy. And we are helping them. We are signing yearly agreements. We gave them some economical compensation. We buy advertisement spaces. You have seen those Grow the Sport ads in 17 different languages. It's basically an excuse to help them, because we are not going to watch out the number of viewers of and the profit of those ads. But the idea is to let them know that we are there to support. We are giving them technical support. We are giving them communication support. We are sharing what they are doing. If there is a Slovenian national championship, we want people to know that it's going to be available. We are, for example, increasing the networking and the cooperation among them. There are already some common channel. In Austria and Germany, a German team has gone to Austria to film the Austrian championships. And there are other countries that are doing things like this. I talked this yesterday with the representative of the Paul Macbeth Foundation. You know that we have a project in Serbia and other in Bulgaria. So the idea from the beginning was, hey, we would like you to propose to use one of those 60 YouTube channels to film that movie about what's going on. No? So offer the possibility of those content creators to access to bigger events and to network with bigger channels that are also interested in national championships, like Gatekeeper Media, like MTG Media, cooperating with national crews. Some of them will be, of course, on the pro side, especially in Estonia, Sweden, Finland, and most of them will be on the amateur side in Spain or Italy. But the idea is to let everyone find their spot. And as we always say, we are facilitators. We can do media. That we were seeing the European Masters Championships video that we made ourselves, but this is not our main task. We can do it, but the idea is to facilitate those that are involved to give that first push, to initiate that snowball effect, and not give them a fish, but teach them to fish and try to increase the speed of growth. And on that, if it's working well, and the idea is to keep on operating on all these areas with this philosophy. First, know what every country needs via its country coordinators and have a good communication on that. This communication is also upscaling to the European Disc Golf Federation. We had an agreement that at the beginning of the plan that we were going to share the results. We have also made an international survey created by International Director Brian Hoeniger. We just updated a bit aesthetically and added a couple of questions, but it's interesting because it's the same survey that's being used in Australia and in Latin America, so it will be useful for comparison. And the idea is we are pending for a second meeting with the European Disc Golf Federation to better sync our strategies on the respective areas of work. And that is more or less it.
Cool. So yeah, a few words about our future plans and objectives. Like these gentlemen mentioned, the 4 plans that we introduced are ongoing plans, and we're going to keep working on them in the coming years, so they are tightly knit to our future plans. But yeah, we are going to try to grow the sport on all levels, putting special focus on juniors, women, and masters, because there's a lot of stuff to be done there that's not necessarily economically as interesting. So we're trying to help do those things, and then leave the big pro events and everything for DGPT Europe and actors like that. Yeah, do you have some additional words about this, Matej, or? I think we covered it already in the previous points. And yeah, another topic we are starting to work on is the PDGA membership fulfillment package. The idea is to source it in Europe and also to ship it from Europe to avoid any unnecessary customs fees or taxes or whatever people might face with this. And there's also some plans to make the add-ons optional in the package. The details are still to come, but the idea is that you can choose if you want your PDGA disc or whatever magazine, whatever add-ons there might be, but you don't have to take them, and you pay only for what you take. So that's a plan we are going to implement in the near future. And in general, just deepen the cooperation and cooperation with all the different stakeholders in Europe. And like Calixto mentioned, the idea is for us to act as a facilitator in the European disc golf scene, try to connect people and organizations and help make things happen that way, both through giving resources, but also connecting people and trying to avoid maybe overlapping. There is often the case that similar projects are going on in different countries at the same time, and they could potentially collaborate and maybe save some time and money in the process. If you have any questions for us, the idea was that we're going to do the Ask Me Anything session as the last topic of our meeting, and I think now would be a good time to hear from our Estonian hosts. They have prepared a couple of different presentations for us.